The Taliban militants of Afghanistan have grown richer and more powerful since their fundamentalist Islamic regime was toppled by US forces in 2001. Where have the Taliban found the funds to sustain themselves over a 2-decade war with an adversary with almost limited resources? Flourishing drug trade. In a May 2020 report, the United Nations Security Council estimated that overall Taliban annual combined revenues ranged from $300 million to upward of $1.5 billion per annum. The primary source of the Taliban's funds has been the drug trade. However, their income suffered in recent years because of the reduction in poppy cultivation and revenue, less taxable income from aid and development projects, and increased spending on governance projects. While heroin cultivation and production have provided the bulk of Taliban revenue for many years, the emergence of methamphetamine in Afghanistan is giving impetus to a major new drug industry with significant profit margins. According to the United Nations World Drug Report 2020, Afghanistan accounted for approximately 84% of global opium production over the last 5 years. Mining, taxes, donations. Besides the illicit drug trade, the Taliban has expanded its financial power in recent years through increased profits from illegal mining and exports, a confidential report commissioned by NATO said. It estimated that the militant movement earned a staggering $1.6 billion in the year ending March 2020. Of this, $416 million came from the drug trade, over $450 million from the illegal mining of iron ore, marble, copper, zinc, gold, and rare earth metals, and $160 million from extortion and taxes in the areas and on the highways it controlled. It also got $240 million in donations, largely from Persian Gulf nations. To launder the money it earned, it imported and exported consumer goods worth $240 million. The Taliban also owned properties worth $80 million in Afghanistan and Pakistan, the report said. Weapons from Pak and loot. The Taliban do not appear to have had any dearth of weapons to fight the Afghan and US forces. Support from Pakistan has always been key, but the Taliban did not rely on any single source of arms and ammunition. Reports have repeatedly pointed to the support of the ISI and Pakistan Army to the Taliban directly and through the Haqqani network. American leaders and generals have openly accused Pakistan of diverting to the Taliban funds that it received to fight against the fundamentalist movement. There are other players too. In September 2017, then Afghan Army Chief General Sharif Yaftali told the BBC that he had documents to prove that Iran was supplying weapons and military equipment to the Taliban in western Afghanistan. The US has also accused Russia of supporting the Taliban, but there is very little evidence of that. Beyond these external avenues, the Taliban has also been able to arm itself with the weapons and ammunition that the US has provided to the Afghan forces over the years. US military assets with Taliban. No figures are available for what kind of American military assets and in what numbers have fallen into Taliban's hands. The US Government Accountability Office said in a report in 2017 that between 2003 and 2016, the US funded 75,898 vehicles, 5,99,690 weapons, 208 aircrafts, and 16,191 pieces of intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance equipments for the Afghan forces. In the last few years, 7,000 machine guns, 4,700 Humvees, and over 20,000 grenades have been given to the Afghan forces, SIGAR data showed. Several conflict analysts have used open source intelligence to track the equipment that is proven to have fallen into Taliban's hands. According to them, the Taliban now possesses 2 war jets, 24 helicopters, 7 Boeing in situ scan Eagle unmanned vehicles, that were with the Afghan forces earlier. Additionally, according to them, between June and August 14, the Taliban captured 12 tanks, 51 armored fighting vehicles, 61 artillery and mortar, 8 anti-aircraft guns, and 1,980 trucks, jeeps, and vehicles, including over 700 Humvees. All of this in addition to the fact that the forces of the erstwhile Afghan government have surrendered everywhere in the country, and the old Northern Alliance opposition is a shadow of its former self, makes the Taliban more powerful than it ever was.